Thanks to the support as a channel member, Dan Taylor. Well, as we approach the halfway point of the season, automatic promotion is already long gone. Thoughts of relegation, to be honest, are long gone as well. And now the question is, A, can we make it into the playoffs? And B, if we do, we've lost 15 in a row. Is there any point? Hello, welcome to part 24 of the Tour de France. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two games for you. We're at home against second place Clermont and away against Niort, who are a little bit further below. It's down in 9th place, but the Clermont game is going to be a tough one, and we're starting to come into something resembling form again. We're having horrible luck with injuries. As you can see, when Gabriel Tutu is fit, he is in form. 2 goals there, goal there, goal there, goal there. 2 goals there, in fact. But he's now got another hernia. I think this boy is just a little bit injury prone, and it's all around his middle bit. I mean, a history of pulled groins, torn groins, hernias. He's got some ligament problems in there as well. He's still only 21 years old. That's a lot of wear and tear injuries to have suffered for a 21-year-old. Weirdly, the last hernia he got was an impact from a player, and this one is a wear and tear hernia. I mean, it doesn't say yet that he has a susceptibility to hernias, but he's had 2 by 21 years old. I suspect that's going to develop into a weakness and a recurring injury over time. So probably something we need to keep an eye on. But he is having his best ever season outside of that. So it would be nice if we could get him fit. Without him, we have no goal scorer. It is a real problem that we need to address in January. How have we gone over the wage budget? I don't actually understand how we've gone over the wage budget. We were well under that. We had like 10 grand left to spend. I know we brought in Sana on quite a lot of money, but these boys, oh, he's on 3 grand. He's getting only 180. 300. I must have massively messed up my sums when we brought these 2 in. Oh, well, we're not bringing anybody in, are we? We're going to have to make do with Theo Her for the rest of the season. That can't go wrong. How's Theo Her getting on? 24 years old now. 2 goals this season. Where's this Theo Her gone? The one that was actually better than Tutu 3 years ago. I want him back. I suspect he's gone forever. Mandrea in goal. A back 4 of Cisse, Deleste, Maltanes and Abdallah. Traore at the base of the midfield. Vaquero and Sana ahead of him. Vaquero, by the way, has also been in and out of the team with injuries. Again, still only 18, and he's accumulating quite a lot of injuries as well. It's almost as if having these players regularly playing from 16 onwards isn't great for their long-term physical development. I won't hear it. Godan, Kayarama and Her up front. We have got an injury at the moment to Tom Renault. He's going to be out for the next 3 months with a torn hamstring, so we got to see how good he is yesterday, and that's all we're going to see of him for a little while. David Carter, once again, recovering from an injury. Camera, recovering from an injury. Lemina is injured. Kadile, recovering from an injury. And Tutu, as we know, is injured. Fitness is a problem, and we've not even done the random panic switch to a gegenpress yet. We've gone all this way in this save, which, by the way, don't think this gets mentioned enough. I've not used a preset tactic yet on this save, and we've had 4 promotions and potentially a 5th in a row without me using any preset tactics. We need to be changing the narrative about how Kev plays Football Manager, boys and girls. Get it spread out there into the world. I can create tactics. I just don't really want to most of the time because the preset ones are pretty good. But apply a little bit of noodle to it, and it is possible to come up with something that's pretty good. And that's what we've got here. But we might. I'm sure once we get to the promised land, we'll probably end up with a gegenpress sooner or later, but not with these bunch of sick notes who can't cope with the relatively easy football they're playing at the moment. I think I have got them on a high tempo instruction, but they're not having to press. No pressing. We've conceded a goal. I don't want to see that we've conceded a goal. It makes me very sad whenever it happens. There's players I've heard of in this Clermont team. I mean, they've got a Busquets. I mean, it's not the Busquets, but they've got a Busquets. And that's a worrying sign for a team playing against us at this level. And I think there is a clear difference between these 2 best teams in the division and the rest of us. And we are definitely firmly in the and the rest of us camp. And I think it might be a little while before we're in a position to properly challenge a promotion to Ligue 1. We've just got too many players who probably aren't cut out for this level. Never mind promotion to the level above. We'd just be asking for problems if we were to get promoted this season, because there's not a chance that the off-the-pitch side of the club is at a level to be able to compete in Ligue 1. We don't have the money. We don't have close to the money. Paris Saint Germain play in that league. They've got all of the money. We're still on a £70,000 a week wage budget. We're a long way away from that stage. It's going to take quite the assembly job to get us to the point where we can compete at that level. And at the moment, we're not competing at this level today. We're 2-0 down inside 24 minutes. We are playing against the best team in the league, who are comfortably clear of the chasing pack. Them and Dijon, the mustard people, way clear of anyone else. And like I say, we're in the anyone else group, but it shows just how far ahead those two are. Abdallah with the cross, looking for her. Of course he's not going to find him, because Tio Her doesn't score goals anymore. The last time I dissed one of my strikers like that in an episode, 2-2 went on a run of getting 6 goals in 4 games. So I'm hoping Her's going to give me a similar response today. Kayemera to Abdallah on the right side. I realise I say Kayemera's name wrong every time. And most of the time, I don't even say syllables in there. It just kind of becomes a slurry thing that I can't get out of my mouth. Those letters, I can't get out of my mouth in the right order. I know I struggle with a lot of these names. That one, I can't even say in my brain, never mind my mouth. Godan on the left-hand side. Cross comes in, looking for Vaquero, and he scores! A 4th goal of the season for Vaquero. He is our best player. He is the one we need to do our very best to try and keep hold of as we enter this January transfer window, and I am afraid that we're going to lose him. But at the moment, while he's still here, he's very good. He's one of those players who is able to narrow the gap between us and these teams that are much better than we are and keep us in touch of these playoffs. And you never know, sooner or later, surely I'll win a playoff. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you want to see ongoing playoff punishment, it's all been over on Twitch. The highlights are all over on LOLLUJO too. I have had a miserable time in the playoffs for a while now. Going back to Born in the USA here on YouTube over a year ago. It's been a long time since I won a playoff. Right, we've got 20 minutes to go. We need to try and get back into this game. Barcola is a right footer on the left. So yeah, he's an inside forward. That I can work with. Babai can come on as well. Shall we try Jules Godan up front? For several seasons now, we've been talking about how he thinks he's a striker and we think he's a midfielder. Shall we see if he was right all along? We're going to play him as a striker. As one of our 5 substitutions, we're going to go attacking as well. Godan has scored some goals for us over the years. The other option, of course, would be to go to something strikerless. We've got these, and Godan is one of them. We've got all these midfielders who can burst out of midfield and be real threats. So maybe we need to go to something along those lines, because hers just not working. But the team is, because Bradley Barcola has the equaliser almost immediately. It's only his second touch. His first touch was earlier in that move. It's 2-2, and all of a sudden, it's all to play for, boys and girls. With 20 minutes to go, we could be beating the best team in the league, and all that waffle about, oh, they're so much better than us. We need that editing out. Get ready to... I could do a speech about how great I am that we can swap in for it. It'll be fine. Right, Vaquero, we're still attacking with a home team. Why on earth shouldn't we attack? And here is Jules Godan. Is he a striker? He might be, you know. Oh, my word, what a finish from Godan. It's 3-2. We have turned this game on its head, and we might have a new striking hero. My assistant manager and Godan himself have been telling me for at least a year that his best position is up front. And that is a sensational finish. I think we've got ourselves a new striker, and he's our reserve midfield player. I love it when a plan comes together. I can spot a player. This was all me. I'm a genius. I wish he'd have said that he wanted to play there. We'd have tried him sooner. Oh, Kev, you beautiful genius. 3-2 over the best team in the league. This promotion push is back on, boys and girls. Jules Godan, a striker. Of all the things. Who else am I playing in the wrong position? Ay, ay, ay. Well, let's see if it was just a one-off then. Godan comes in to play up front. This is how suitable he is for that role. Theoretically, shouldn't really be able to do it, but you never know. We saw him score a beauty in that last game. Let's see if he can do it again. David Carter's fully fit and comes back in defensive midfield rather than at the back, which I think that's probably where we're going to end up playing him long term. And also Babai is back in for Clermont on the right-hand side, having come off the bench in the previous game. I feel like this is becoming a bit of a theme. I drop Babai. He sits on the bench for a little while, comes on, is involved in us turning the game around, and then I play him for the next game. And he's never quite as effective from the start. I think he's just destined to be a super sub for us. But I've got to keep rewarding him when he comes off the bench and does well with these starts. Surely I can't just keep him on the bench forever and have him constantly come on and be involved in changing games. I don't think. I probably can, probably will. Vaquero trying to play. I thought he was going to play Babai in. It's actually gone to Godan and he's only gone and scored again. I don't understand it. He shouldn't be able to score. He's not a striker. This man is a central midfield player. He is a reserve central midfield player. I'm a genius. I've changed somebody's position. Normally we go the other way around. We've done it with James Burgess years ago in Non-League to Legend. We're doing it with Ed Webb at the moment with Leamington, taking strikers and turning them into midfielders. Been there, done that. I've never taken a central midfielder and turned him into a striker before. But I think that's what it's on the verge of happening. We've been saying for a year that we needed a free scoring striker. Maybe he was here all along. I mean, to be fair, he did get to double figures from goals from central midfield, so we know he's a goal threat. And now I guess he's just going to get even more chances. I don't claim to understand it. We just looked at his attributes and how they matched up to the role. He shouldn't be any good at it, but apparently he is. So who am I to argue? We're just going to let it happen. We're 1-0 up, and I haven't even looked at the impact this has on the league table because I'm too fascinated by what's going on in our centre-forward position. We've given the ball away here, though. I think we won the header, but rather than heading it clear, we've tried to nod it down to a teammate, missed completely, and given them the opportunity to continue attacking at us here. And, I mean, they've tucked it around our goalkeeper all too easily there, and it's 1-1, and we still haven't had a chance to look at the league table yet, and we've been drawn level. All eyes back on Godan up front now. we need him to score again. I mean, I don't know. You have to look at Mandrea here and question whether or not he should be making that save. I am on the verge of making Bar our permanent goalkeeper. You've seen me bring him off the bench a couple of times now. I am on the verge because Mandrea keeps disappointing me. Looking at the league table, we are firmly in 5th place at the moment, which, I mean, I'd be very happy if we finish there. We're not going to win the playoffs because Ream and Havre are both better than we are, and there's a team from Ligue that ends up in those playoffs as well. But it would just be nice to be involved. It's nice to not be in a relegation battle when we were supposed to be in one. Godan has come very deep here. His natural inclination to be a central midfield player, and we need him to push forward a little bit more, and he has ended up back up front, but the ball has ended up back at the wrong end of the pitch and back with Mandrea. I've got Theo Her on the bench. I think he's probably going to be coming on for Godan because we should probably get a proper striker on if we're chasing a goal. Or is that counterintuitive when Godan's up there and scoring goals? I don't know what the best thing to do is here. This has sent me all of a kerfuffle, and that is a ball in behind there, and it's another very easy finish. I don't think Mandrea's even got his shorts dirty today. He's just standing there, completely stationary, and letting players kick the ball past him. It is so infuriating. After years of having Godan in goal and him never doing anything wrong, we replace him, and this guy's lasted a year before I've decided he's everything that's wrong with the team. Ugh, right. Go attacking. Gotan's shattered. Kayamura can come on for him. Vaquero's shattered. Kaita can come on for him. These are easy changes at the moment. I think we're going to put Godan back into midfield. Why is it telling me to swap him with Babai? I don't understand. Oh, is that just telling me Babay can go up front? Yeah, that makes sense. Right, that's what I'm trying to do. Get Godan coming out of midfield. And then, of course, Bradley Barcola can play up front. Let's get him up there and have a look at him playing as a striker. He's probably a little bit miffed he didn't start there today in the circumstances. Abdullah can go further forward. Oliver can come on there. We're just chucking random players on now. And now Cisse can come on. That might work. Oh, come on, that might work. Njort are not very far behind us, so an equaliser here would be very handy because we're obviously letting them catch up on us if we let them beat us here. But I will keep emphasising we weren't supposed to be in the promotion race, so it doesn't really matter. The whole season feels like a freebie. Look at Mandrea making a save when it doesn't really matter. I think that was going wide. What he's actually done there is given away a corner completely unnecessarily just to show me that he can get his shorts dirty. I wish he'd have done that for one of the ones that was actually on target. Have they got Lamarachal in their team? A little bit heartbroken to see him playing for them. We'd have built our midfield around him. He's wishing he signed for us now. He'd be in that team ahead of Godan because he was last year. We need a striker in January. Anyone could play up front and is French. Let me know down in the comments. We'll see what we can do. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.